Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I am your host here, Chantele Francis, here with my lovely co-host, Brazil. How are you doing today, Brazil?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm just really tired. I don't know what's going on. It's very overcast today, and I just kept sleeping for like 12 hours. But I'm great.
Welcome to my life.
Lindsay's here. Hi, Lindsay. How are you?
Hi, Lindsay.
Well, if this is your first time on Reality Realness, well, then welcome. Please do us a huge favor, a huge solid, and just subscribe right down over there. We are on our journey to 1,000 subscribers, and if you subscribe, it'll help us get there. Pretty much that's it. So we are still just wanting more Love Island content, and they've been giving us some, so we are still talking about it. So it dropped yesterday, was the interview with Johnny and Celly on After the Island with Alex and Elizabeth. Now, from what I could tell, it seems like they filmed this a little while ago, and there was a lot of jump cuts. So what did you think overall about this interview on After the Island?
It was pretty boring and nothing I haven't already heard before. There was a lot of jump cutting. I think Alex or Elizabeth or both of them were kind of explaining why during the live chat. Either because like they asked a question really weird and so they needed to cut it, or that they randomly, I don't know. So whatever the case was, it didn't seem like they were very interested in the conversation either.
Johnny and Celly?
No. Alex and Elizabeth, they both just kind of seem to be like bored and not really. Definitely Elizabeth.
Well, I mean, I don't particularly enjoy Elizabeth, but I thought Alex was pretty engaged, and I thought one thing I really liked that she did, because we were wondering what she's going to say, because they were pretty hard on Johnny in the villa, and we're just kind of like, well, let's see if she still has that same kind of, vibe when she talks to them in person. And I thought that she's like, yeah, we were coming for you. Yeah, we didn't feel like what you're saying was genuine. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, she definitely owned up to it and kind of apologized that she was just looking at it from a viewer's perspective and not really from the perspective of being in the villa. And like, I thought she owned up to how she was handling them in the villa beforehand. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I did appreciate that part.
Lindsay says Johnny sure loves the term focal point, LOL. I mean, both of them are not trained to speak to the media. Like, I don't think they have publicists or anything like that as of right now. So definitely they repeated a lot of words. Focal point, he said a lot. Dirt on his name, he said a lot. Should have wrote them all down. Actually, that would have been funny if I wrote down all of the words that Johnny says over and over and over again. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? Yeah, we're just doing a quick little hour-long catch-up of like what's been going on with Love Island Aftermath. Pretty much talking about maybe the rest of the BuzzFeed quiz if we get to it, and then with Johnny and Celly's interview on After the Island. It's kind of, I took a lot of notes. I know you said it was boring, but I did take a lot of notes. A couple pages, Celly, this is the biggest question, was asked whether or not she has watched Casa Amor, and she hasn't really yet, and she said that she doesn't really plan on watching it very soon. She said that she's kind of like vibing off the high that she's been having off of falling in love on, like, regardless of what we think of the relationships, that she did fall in love with somebody. And I think that she's worried, probably subconsciously, that if she watches it, like, maybe it's going to change her view of him. And so she probably just wants to just stay in this ideal world or ideal version of the relationship for right now, because she doesn't want to necessarily have to face making that decision. What do you think about her choosing not to watch it?
I wouldn't either. At all.
Yeah, not for a very long time.
Because it will change the way she looks at him.
Say again?
It will change the way she looks at him.
I think so too. We talked about it before on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Like, a lot of the end couples don't watch the series because they don't want to see their partner, their fiance, their wife, like, making out with other guys on a TV show. So it's a different scenario. I think it was this interview that Celly talked about. It was like, you know, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. He did more than I would have wanted him to do and more than I did. But it was still in the context of like what would have been allowed if we were dating on the outside world. And I think that's true. Like if you were seeing, say, 5 people at the same time and you really liked one, but you're still kind of like, you haven't made a commitment to anybody else, I can see still taking it maybe a little bit too far with maybe some other people that you're still dating because you haven't made that full on commitment yet. So I can see that perspective, but I can also see that as an excuse as well. What do you think?
Yeah, people weren't taking that well, though. They just kept thinking that she's just sticking up for him and, you know, having his back too much. But yeah, exactly. But people were not taking that well.
Hi, Fashion. Fashion says, hey, so glad to make the live today. Yes, we're just going to talk for a quick hour or so about, obviously, Love Island and the JELY interview on After the Island. So if you have any thoughts, anything that you've heard, we are here for you because this is all about you. It's an hour for you guys to talk about Love Island with us. Hi, Sharad. How are you?
Hey.
Sharad is back, she says. LOL. Hi, Rue. How are you? So, Rue said, hey, guys, did you hear the reason Carrington dumped Kirsten was because she was a Trump supporter? I did hear that before. Did you hear that before? I did. I mean, people alluded to it. So they were saying, like, they didn't have the same political background is why the people said that. And I wasn't sure if that was the case. What do you think about that being the case?
I mean, it is a deal breaker for most people, so I'm not surprised.
It's kind of a deal breaker. I mean, the only friend that I have right now that's seemingly as a Trump supporter or is like, doesn't mind him is Karen. I don't know if I know anybody else that is.
I don't know a single person.
And for Karen, I think it's because like her boyfriend is, and she doesn't really like involve herself in knowing what's going on politically. So I don't think she realizes that he's really like
Karen in the States or Canada?
Canada.
Hmm.
I don't know anybody in the States that is.
Yeah.
At all.
I mean, it's even weirder to me that people not in America are Trump supporters. Like, why do they care?
I think some people think it's that he's actually like funny and a joke, and so they like the entertainment factor. But I don't think they're taking him as like seriously as something that's ruining a country. Fashion says, I think that if she watches it too soon, it'll really impact the relationship 100%. Maybe later on, they're stronger and can work past it. Absolutely. I think that since they seem to want to really work on their relationship, especially in the public eye right now, I don't think it's best for her to watch it right now because then people are going to ask her like to take action of some sort. And I don't think she wants to. Vicky! Hi, Vicky!
Hi, Vicky. Ew, Trey needs to sit down.
Vicky says, God, did you hear about Trey calling Celly ugly? Trey, you picked Celly. That was the girl that you picked. I did like in this interview how Johnny was saying that, like, he could have maybe worded it a little bit better, but again, he's 22, so like he's not going to be like the best speaker in these situations. But he says like Trey and I, we were boys in the sense that we just kind of had a competitive relationship, and you know, if we were doing bench presses, I would like we'd just like, oh, I can do more than you, and you can do more than like. They had that kind of combative, like competitive vibe with each other, and so I can totally see that. I can totally see that that's like how they make their jokes and be like, I'm going to steal your girl or whatever. Like, and he did steal his girl to a certain extent. He ended up with Celly, and Trey was with Celly first. And so the fact that he's now calling her ugly, I haven't seen this personally. So if you seen it, Vicky, if you can like message it here, I wouldn't mind watching it. Or telling me where it is, at least. I think that's really like, that's kind of a low blow because Celly is
from ugly.
She's far from ugly. Actually, nobody in the villa was ugly. Maybe his personality.
Messed up.
Rude. Sharad says, I can give you guys more details on how. Brazil was wondering where you were yesterday because she wanted the tea on how I interviewed and also got approached for the show coming out, trying to compete with Love Island. Look out for it. Sharad. Now, I know that you most likely, if you were cast on the other show, you will not be able to say anything. So I won't prod you about that one. But if you could talk a little bit more about how you were approached, because I can't remember the details. Do you remember the details that she's
Instagram?
So you were approached on Instagram. How did they slide in? Like, what was their kind of like their tactic? Did you think it was a lie? Did you enjoy the process?
And it was a three-parter.
Phone interviews.
Yeah, I went for like first, like I think like just like texting, then phone, and then like a video or something.
And did you have to fill out like 45 pages? How much of your dating history did they ask about? Or did they only ask that after you were kind of cast? Well, I mean, you wouldn't know the difference, but I'm kind of speculating. That you ask those questions when you're doing those little interviews for the actual show is the only time when maybe they learn about your dating history and your preferences, etc. Any tea that you can give away that you haven't signed away with your life, we would love to hear about it. And do you know if it was always approached through Instagram, or was there like an open call audition where people went in different cities or whatnot? Like, and what was the time frame? As much as I can give, LOL. Yes, I know. CJ, hi CJ. CJ says, Kirsten said that she isn't a Trump supporter on After the Island. I think she said she's a Republican, though, and would be voting that way. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Which would mean that at this time you are a Trump supporter if you are voting Republican, because that would just kind of lend to that.
Technically, which I don't think, I mean, I'm sure some Republicans do, but could vote down the ticket for Republican for Senate and Congress, or Senate and the House, and then just vote for Biden for president. But
I just don't think that is. I don't know. I mean, people do what you want with your vote. It's your own vote. Choose how to use it. But I would feel as though if you were supporting the Republican Party in general, that means that you are you are okay with having Trump be the president.
No, yeah, I know, but
that's how I would look at it. And so whether or not, I think I do remember her saying this in the interview, but whether or not you like him as a human being, like, I think that should color how you want your party to be represented. You know what I mean? It's kind of like birds of a feather flock together. Like, oh, I love all my friends, but one guy's an asshole. Well, it's like, well, it's the one guy that's an asshole that shows what your tolerance level is for your people that you want to surround yourself with. And so if he is the leader of the group that you want to hang out with, that means that you like his policies. You like the way that he approaches sharing them with people. You like the way that he interacts with the world.
Yeah, he's just not a typical Republican, though.
I mean, that's true, too. That's true.
I'm not Republican, but I'm just... I know that there are a lot of Republicans that don't like him, but agree with, like, the Republican standpoint of being, like, more fiscally conservative, less government in day-to-day life. So, but that, like, dislike Trump. But... no one was going to run against him as a Republican to try and, take the seat. So,
Alyssa says Kirsten cleared it up and said that that wasn't the reason. They didn't even have that conversation in the villa. Jaquan is in the house. Hi, Jaquan.
Hey, Jaquan.
Fashion says, I think it might be true because Carrington was so into Kirsten and then he could really not explain his lack of interest overnight. I don't know. That was rumored before, but I don't know if it's just people that kind of put that narrative in the viewer's mind. I haven't seen any direct evidence of that, other than maybe that did come up when she said that she's from a military family and that, he may also know what that means. And maybe it did come up and maybe he didn't state like, hey, yeah, that's an issue. But maybe her just declaring it on off camera.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe like he just got enough, took away enough from their conversation to gather that they wouldn't agree politically.
Yeah. Or maybe they had not an argument, but like a conversation that he's like, oh, okay, no, I'm not really down with that. Swerve. And Vicky says, and he was talking to a girl Johnny used to talk to on live. Yeah,
What is he doing?
I haven't seen that, but I am curious. He is just clout chasing like hard. It's really embarrassing, to be honest. Um, going through Johnny's like dirty laundry to like go find some dirt on Johnny and then like make fun of Celly. I don't know. I guess it's just like the tactic is so tacky, and he's so much older. Not so much, but like he's a few years older than them. You'd think that he was a little more mature.
He clearly can't handle rejection well.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I guess like it's kind of a double whammy for him. Like the girl that he was partnered up with won the show, and then the other girl has like the interview, and like they're both those four couples, regardless of how we feel about the Johnny Celly relationship. Like they are the stars of the show. You know what I mean? They're the only people whose interview I care about. I did watch a little bit of Calvin and Moira's.
Yeah, I did not.
The only thing interesting again is that he was talking about how he's a donut connoisseur. Fashion says I saw a comment and he made on a post on Instagram. Trace said he never said Celly was ugly. He said she was one of the most attractive girls in the house. Where's the ugly comment coming from then? Please let me know. Johnny was saying on his live was that Caleb was his closest friend in the house, and then when Jeremiah was there, it was Jeremiah for sure. And that's something too. Like a lot of people are trying to put Johnny against Caleb and saying like Caleb's saying like putting dirt on Johnny's name, and Johnny's like jealous of Caleb. I'm sure that there's a jealousy part with like the competitive element because it seemed like Johnny's very competitive, and they even talk about their favorite challenges, and Johnny's was tie the knot, and that's where like it was head to head against Caleb and Justine, and he wanted to win. I think that they have the competitive guy vibe energy, and he thought that Caleb was the funniest guy in the house, was always chirping him when like things were going on with him and Celly. Like, I don't know. I think that people need to realize that they actually do love and care about each other. You know what I mean? Like, I think so.
I know, I think so too. I don't know why people are trying to divide them, really.
I think too. Blackheart. Okay, give us the tea, Sharad. Don't save it. Hi, I'm Jordan. How are you? Just doing a little checkup, quick checkup, check in, Love Island style. Sasha says, I don't know. I feel like Trey wants attention. Yep. And make statements about selling just to gain attention. Yep. I mean, we are talking about him right now. I have not popped on one of his lives. I don't even know if I follow him on Instagram right now. I watched his after the island interview, whatever, but he was just kind of like, he wasn't really giving anything. So I was like bored.
Stop.
He doesn't really have anything to share. Like, who cares?
He's creating his own.
Okay, so Sharad says, wait, Brazil from the East Coast. I'm from New York. Okay.
No, I used to live in New York, but I live in California right now.
California knows how to party. Alyssa says he didn't say that she was ugly, he said that she had a strong chin. Oh my gosh.
I've never even noticed that.
I don't. I find Celly very beautiful. Like I think she looks how she looks, and I like the makeup of her face. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I think that Trey is on the lesser attractive side, in my opinion, of the guys that came into the house.
Yeah.
Like I think that more of the guys on there were better looking than he is.
He's just insecure.
And he's probably used to getting the girls because he's like the player.
Not this time, buddy.
Not this time. Vicky says, also she was calling Justine an underdog and nobody wanted her. And then she found Caleb, and that Caleb treated her better and he was not going to treat her like that. Yeah, I heard him say that too. And it's kind of like, he is just kind of, how he's saying these things is just kind of nasty. Just kind of like, you know, if you don't like Justine, or you didn't like the how things played out, making her look like a loser or like that she's undesirable, but you wouldn't have picked her anyways. It's like, I don't know. I don't really vibe with his how he's approaching anything. What do you think about this comment?
I just, like I said, I think he's insecure, and I think it's showing. I think he's just trying to shit on anyone that did better than him, which was 80% of people in the villa. Shut up. My roommate's boyfriend's making fun of me. But yeah, so.
Sharad says, and if I get on, I will interview with you guys. I actually like you guys, LOL, first because y'all say my name. Oh, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. How do people say it? Shirad, maybe? But no, it doesn't. That's Sharad. It sounds perfect to me.
I like it. You have a unique name like me.
Brazil Nut? Well, Brazil Nut? CJ says, I think Celly is a star. I do too, actually. Her personality is going to take her places 100%. I was impressed with her in that interview. I was too. I think that she's very likable. I think she's very positive, and I gravitate towards that energy. I don't really enjoy hanging out with people that I would consider to be a Debbie Downer or always looking on the bad side of things. I'm always looking for the silver lining. I'm always looking for ways to change the narrative, make things right. And so she has that in her, and that's kind of why I really gravitate towards her, because she's just a positive energy force, and she's talented as well. And I think that she does just want to be in love with Johnny, and I think she really probably wishes that none of that Casa Amor stuff ever happened, because like she just wants to be in love with this guy. You know what I mean? She just wants to hang out with this hot guy that's into her. She's into.
Let him be.
And okay, what I love too about this interview, I don't know how you feel about it, but Johnny really went in and he said something that I thought was it was pretty intelligent. I don't know if somebody kind of coached him into saying this or not, but he was like, you know, you guys out in the audience, with the viewers, were kind of coming for me, saying to me that like, oh, I'm fake. Oh, I don't really like Celly. But like you guys see how amazing she is. You see that like she's so lovable, likable, gorgeous. Like she's such a great person, and all of you guys are falling in love with her, and you've never even met her. And so, like, how can you think it's so unfathomable that me, who spends 24 hours a day with this person, wouldn't have equally as strong feelings as you do, and you've never even met the girl? And I thought it was a good point. What do you think?
No, I actually didn't mind that point that he made there. It's true.
It's so true.
Huh?
But what's your but?
I'm just still hesitant about him in general, but overall, like, that was a very good point. It was so funny. There was a girl, Yadira, I think her name was, and she kept typing, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, like over and over and over again in the chat. And then after the island finally had to boot her. But she typed it probably no less than 100 times.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was just like, Yadira, I hate him. Yadira, I hate him. Yadira, I hate him. Yadira, I hate. Yadira, I hate him. And then people were like, Yadira, give it a rest, girl. Like, knock it off. And then finally, after the island, like, blocked her. But
I mean, have your opinions about somebody, but like, it's still not that serious. It's not your relationship. Who cares, right? Like, at that point, you're not her best friend. You're not her family. You're not her. Like, you weren't on the show with her. He's never actually done anything to you, and she's choosing to work through it.
Yeah.
Why do we care so much? You know, why do we care? One thing that was funny that Celly was saying is that when she came out, she's like, I thought the pandemic was going to be over. And, you know, Johnny recognized that, like, Chadwick passed away. And he's just like, he felt that the world changed a lot in a weird way while they were in the house. That's something that I think would be a really interesting study, just to see what people think happened while they were gone, and like how things change when they get out of the house.
Especially Big Brother, because it's like 3 months long.
I know. There's someone that was saying in the chat. Hold on, let me find this little. Not the chat. Sorry, a comment from I think it was yesterday's video talking about Love Island France. So I did find it. but I found it on Prime France. And so the VPN that I have wasn't helping me be able to get it. I pay for Amazon Prime, so I would hope that I would have been able to see it, but I couldn't. So username underscore commented, I don't know if you know yet, but Love Island France first season started airing early this year, but got canceled when the pandemic broke out because they were filming in South Africa and the country closed its borders. And it was all very complicated. So basically, after 2 weeks or so, they wrapped it up prematurely and announced the winner on social media. Her point is, there is no point watching it.
Oh.
So, I mean, I would want to watch it, because it's good to watch things in a different language if you speak it. I mean, I don't speak perfectly fluent French, but I can get by. And so that was one of the reasons, like, oh, it would be a good show to watch to practice my French. And I also just want to see the people on there. I've definitely dated a couple of francophones de France, and I found them to be very good looking. Je peux faire de l'accent de France que de Montréal. C'est mieux, je pense. Anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, I just said that I like the French accent better than the francophone accent.
Wow.
But yeah, I would like to see if there's anybody that like made my eyes flutter. You know.
Yes.
So yeah, Johnny says his ex is clout chasing. We got that. I was annoyed by the jump cuts because, like, one thing that kept on happening as well is like the positioning of their video cameras kept switching, and so it just for me it made it seem like something was being hidden. You know what I mean?
That's what everyone kept saying in the comments too, and they addressed it, saying that they don't know why, that they were randomly switching, and that it just happened.
It seemed like that was a long ass interview that they cut and pasted together the best points. I mean, which is fine. Like, you can do whatever you want. It's their interview. Like, they want to be seen in a certain light. Like, I'm fine with that, of course. But like, I just kind of wish it was just a live interview. It would just be really, really more interesting for me to watch, because I'm just like wondering, like, why the jump cut there? And they didn't really jump cut when Celly's phone dies, right? Jump cut there and cut that out, but then they have all these other jump cuts that like happen honestly very often. And I feel like one of them alluded to they filmed that on Monday, I think it was. And when did that come out? Friday. So that seemed like a lot of.
Did you feel about Celly's answer to? I like that they asked her about the advice that she gave. She asked Justine, like, what would you say to me if I was in your position?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what Celly said?
She said, okay, I can't remember. Hold on properly. She said that. Was this the same time when she said that if she had gone, say, with Benny, that she would be doing herself a disservice, and that she
No, they asked. I think that was a separate question about Benny, because then they were like started talking about Johnny. Johnny was like, "Man, he has the hair I want to cut. Like, I wanted."
So yeah, it's in the same ballpark. So she said that she didn't take her own advice because she wouldn't have been her happiest self if she didn't still pursue the relationship with Johnny, and I'm okay with that. She kind of was like talking about, and even Alex was like, yeah, we were like your best friends, being like, what are you doing? Like, like, why are you should break up with them. And she was saying that if she were to break up with him at that time, she wouldn't be the happiest version of herself. She would have been wondering whether or not, like, she did the right thing, whether she made a mistake. And so she made the mistake to want to see the relationship through. If she made a mistake and doesn't like him in the end, or he proves to do something that she can't forgive him again, she even said that, like, if it happens again in the real world, like, there'd be a different story. But I think that she was just alluding that she just wants to be with him, and so she's willing to forgive those things that she did, because if she, decided to say no, she wouldn't have been happy.
Which I think is fair.
Who's where are we? Where are we? I missed my. Oh, there's Deja. Hi, Deja. How are you? Oh, you like? I love a red lip. I do. I do. It's my favorite color, but then it would allow me to be able to swerve Calvin. So Fashion says, did I read this already? Trace said he was never going to give. Oh yeah, we did. Okay. I think I'm caught up. Am I?
And then then Sharad, the show that's competing with Love Island is called.
She said it was called. Okay, hold on. I'll go back. Sharad says, so they said my name is blank. They said, hey, my name is blank. I'm a casting producer for Love Island. I'd love to connect with you about the audition process. What's a good time to talk? That was the first message that she ever got. Wow, that's just like, I would think that was like the
I wonder if it was from Robin Casting with a K and 2 S's.
I don't know if it would be her. It would be somebody else. Like she usually does maybe later down the road, I think. I mean, I don't actually know anything about the Love Island process other than what I just assumed. Oh, shit. Whoa. Okay, no, I had to go back. There's some good stuff that I missed. Oh, shit. Okay. And then, said, okay, yes. Yay. Back on track. Celly's a star. Yes, we are impressed with her. So yes, Kirsten said that she was a Republican and likes Trump, but doesn't follow politics. I thought her statement was very contradictory. I don't know if I like that argument. Like, if don't bring him up, then don't talk about like the fact that like you are a Republican if you don't know anything about the policies and you're not willing to have the conversation with someone that might have conflicting views. People do that all the time, and I get it because they're just like, oh, I don't know what I'm getting into. I don't want to like have to defend this person, and so I think that allows people to not really say why that they're for Trump. You know what I mean? Because they're just like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it, but like, this is who I support. So it's, I don't know. It seems like Trump supporters, a lot of them tend to not want to talk about why they support him. Seems like it, anyways.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut in honor of keeping this a light podcast.
Fashion says Trump promotes hate. Exactly. And how do you like someone who does that? Exactly. It's crazy. So I don't understand Kirsten's statement. Exactly. And that's kind of what I was saying before is that, you know, regardless of the policies, it's the person that is presenting the policies that I just wouldn't be able to see through that personally. That would be the lens that I'd be seeing everything is like, okay, well, he would be doing things that would be supporting people that have the same views as him. And that's something that I would be considering when I would be making my vote. CJ says, I feel so bad for Celly having to bend over backwards to defend her relationship to everyone. I know, not a good way to build a relationship. Well, I
think die down. They're gonna something else will happen next week. It'll be old news. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think that the buzz is kind of dying down. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's calm a little bit. They're probably going to do their move, and then maybe some things will start popping up again. They better do a reunion, though. He says, meanwhile, Johnny gives me PTSD. I mean, I can that anybody that's been in that situation, it could be, hurt.
Yeah.
Fred says people got to realize that Johnny and Celly were not together during Casa Amor. Shaking my head. Yes, it's exactly. I mean, we would want him to do something differently. Of course we would. But, you know, we don't necessarily know how they were feeling in that moment. And so Murad, who I usually agree with what he was saying, he was thinking that they're blaming too much on the producers. But I have to agree with them a little bit, especially there's only 45 minutes shown in a day. So if there's one time in the day where like he maybe makes like a side eye glance or like they can clip that together, however. And so I know to hear people saying it's kind of like just own up to what you did, fine. But like I do feel that the producers kind of painted him more negatively at that point in order to allow Justine and Caleb to rise a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like they need to have that balance in storytelling.
They do. Also, Sherrod's a guy.
Oh, sorry, Sherrod. Fashion says Calvin and Moira's interview was boring. I know. I think Calvin is funny and in a cute, quirky way. Are you another? It's Deja that likes Calvin, right?
Oh, she's gonna have to fight Deja for Calvin.
I mean, I'm not okay. You might get mad at me.
What? What? You think Calvin's hot now too?
I don't think he's hot, but I'm liking him a lot more.
That's fine. I have no interest, so go. You go, girl.
Even in the interview with Moira, I was interested in what Calvin had to say. Like he has the personality. Moira was just kind of like, yeah, like, you know.
That's why I haven't watched any because it's just boring. Yawn.
I would have loved to see more of Celly and Johnny's inside jokes because that's what we maybe really fall in love with them. But at that point, they weren't being painted as the golden couple anymore. They need to work through their problems. Realist says, "Hi, Realist." I think Trey was saying things about Celly's mouth acne. Well, that's one thing that I think that Celly would need to work on, though, because like I do. Whenever there's ailments in the body, it's usually about emotional that are being repressed. And so I would look at that as like an indication that she's probably repressing some emotions. So that's something I would look at if I was like giving her a reading or having some sort of like counseling session, like having acne or having any sort of ailment, regardless, even if it's just like stubbing your toe, it usually has a root cause that is emotionally centered, which is really interesting. I have this app. It's called You Can Heal Your Body, and you can go through with pretty much like a really good majority of different ailments as to what is the emotional root cause to that happening in the body. And so I'll look up later what acne means. But I actually helped a girl with, remember I sent you tapping videos, Brazil? So there was a girl that I knew that she was going through a lot and she just got cystic severe acne all over her face. Like I saw her one day and I couldn't even recognize her because her entire face was covered in acne and she didn't have any before. But she was going through a lot of emotional stuff. And so I sent her a tapping video. So a tapping is emotional freedom technique. And you just tap the different meridian points saying some statements and it actually helps change like the meridians and like change like the energy and how things are flowing. And it actually helped her get rid of her acne, which was like insane. She was able to tap it out. So, anyways, that's just a little side note. So it's like I don't care.
No, it's interesting. My roommate goes through a lot with acne and has tried every treatment there is. So.
I'll send you the video that I sent the girl that did the tapping, and it's quite remarkable. CJ says, I'm sorry, Alyssa says to CJ, agreed. Celly is vehemently defending Donnie's honor when she didn't watch anything and blaming everything on editing. It's troubling. LOL, they got the winner's edit in the beginning. They didn't get the winner's edit in the end. And Johnny and Celly did say that she didn't get a very bad edit. She thought like she implied that Johnny might have gotten a worse edit than she did, but that she felt that she was presented pretty accurately. What else? Celly did say that she felt that Johnny showed her how he felt about her every day. Now, what do you think about her saying that? She was very, very confident in how she was saying, like, like how he bought me coffee and how he treated me. Like, that's what she was judging things on. But she didn't really include the Casa Moore situation as a way for her to indicate the way he was treating her and thinking about her. What do you think about her not really recognizing that as also a potential indicator of how he feels about her or treating her?
Because she hasn't seen it for herself yet, so I don't think she's going to
include it.
No.
Tasha says, I agree. Celly and JELY are good friends, and that's what I got from their interviews. That makes me happy. Absolutely makes me happy. We are definitely supporting them having a YouTube show of some sort. The four of them would be pretty awesome. Like, but Celly did say that she didn't want to do the cross-country drive with Johnny. I thought that would be fun.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, I think that road tripping with people or traveling with people Definitely, I think brings out a different side. And if you can do that with people, then, or like your significant other, I think that you have a better chance of lasting.
So true. Like go on a vacation with someone to see if you are meant to be. Kwan says if you check Johnny's Instagram story, he posted JELY and Celly all in matching pants saying he loved them. Like, I know he loves them. Like you
They
could
said
tell.
they loved them. They what's her name? Celly said that they were the power couple, and Johnny like he was like, you can't vote against us, like duh, duh, duh. And she was like, no, I know that we're the power couple, but I'm gonna like spread the love, and like they're a power couple too.
They are, and I think that he gets that. He's just competitive. Sharad says, so they said, hey, my name is, okay, sorry, we did that right. Just kidding. They look at hashtags a lot when casting guys on Instagram. Explain. So what kind of hashtags do you think that they look at? So is it like hashtag babe? Like what do they say? What kind of hashtags do you think?
Hashtag GTL, hashtag fit, hashtag crack on, hashtag let's get grafted, hashtag
Hashtag,
don't pie me off, or don't mug me off.
that's so I just don't know what hashtags I would be looking for. Do you really think it'd be like hashtag fit? Maybe for a good body.
Yeah.
Hashtag male model.
Hashtag gym life, hashtag gym over everything, hashtag, yeah, I guarantee they find those are the hashtags. That's how they find the people.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna look that in this way too. Maybe for our reality dating show, we need to just approach people with the hashtag.
Yeah, but some real hashtags.
Fashion says that Trace said that he was never going to give Justine. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, and that JELY has not responded, and she hopes that they continue to give him no attention. I know. I want him to kind of settle down and do something new. Okay, so the show that's competing with Love Island is called Parties in Paradise.
I'm gonna look it up.
I got DM'd about it. Look it up, guys. Ooh, that is something that I will watch. That sounds good. That sounds fun. Nikwan says two of Celly's friends are following Johnny. I don't know if he talked to them or not, though. I mean, I'm sure they're all going to become friends. They probably have done like Zoom calls with each other or whatnot, you know? Annie says, hi, Annie. I think Carrington was intimidated by Kirsten, and she kept telling him more. I was telling him she wanted more from him, affection, and realized that he wasn't going to be enough for her, and didn't like her lifestyle outside the villa. So yeah, we were maybe attributing him not liking her lifestyle to him not liking her bartending, but maybe it is like because she is a Trump supporter and that her family's from a police family. That could be it.
Okay. So, Parties in Paradise is the new dating reality show to rival Love Island. From the production crew behind Too Hot to Handle and other TV favorites such as The X Factor and American Idol, Parties in Paradise will see young singletons sailing around to various party islands while on the look for love. Shrad, I really hope you get on it.
Love it.
And Love Island 2016 star Scott Thomas's PR company are currently looking for contestants. Do you know who Scott Thomas is?
From where? Where is he from?
Love Island 2016.
Scotty? I don't remember right off the bat, no.
Would you like the chance to spend a summer at the most exclusive beach parties full of the world's hottest singles? Come aboard for the greatest summer of your life in this new reality dating show, Parties in Paradise.
During a pandemic. When does it say the submission dates?
It says currently casting for big new reality series. Interested? Email Ellen at blah blah blah. It's in the middle of bidding war between channels, but it'll end up airing globally. It's huge. It's filming in October, November, and the idea is that the sexy single people cruise around on a yacht and fall in love. The boat will go between islands and looking for people who aren't famous. They just want people who will win the public's hearts, just like on Love Island. They haven't confirmed a presenter or when it's due to air, but it's going to be head to head with Love Island when it's on.
I mean, I'm going to watch it for sure. I just don't know if it will have the charm that Love Island does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like living on a yacht, do you know how much closer you are to each other? And then like you're hopping off. You probably don't live on a yacht. You probably just go like yurt to yurt, like on an island. Like I feel like it's almost like a date each island you go to. I don't know. I'm down.
I mean, I'll watch it. This is the thing, is that I feel as though that U.S. casting, I think did a good job for season 2, but I think that they didn't understand what was good about Love Island, and so I just don't know if they will cast the right people that will have the charm that they seem to want to be going for. You know what I mean? Like Love Island, I think became such.
I think it's going to be more of a global one, though.
I think it became more of a hit because it was unexpected. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like global casting. Like I don't think just U.S.
I don't know about that.
Because I think that guy's from Australia, Scott Thomas.
But he's on Love Island UK.
No, I think Love Island Australia.
Oh, I don't remember who he is. Globally, like, so I don't know if they could actually do that globally because they don't. It'd be a lot of different visas and all this stuff. Like, I don't know if they're going to be willing to go through all of that with dating globally like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in watching it, of course. I just like Too Hot to Handle. I watched, but like I thought it was kind of garbage. You know what I mean? It was not even close to how I like and enjoy Love Island personally. So
I like Too Hot to Handle. I mean, I watched it in like one day, but
yeah. But like, I didn't think the casting was that great. You know,
I just like how everyone is like from different parts of the world, though. I think it was cool.
It was okay. Shred says they cut things because they have to be cleared for what they can say. Yeah, or they didn't look in a good light as well, could be another reason. But what? So do you think that they sent the footage to CBS casting or CBS publicity and like got them to do their cuts?
Yeah.
So Jaquan says, I agree with you, Anna, because Carrington couldn't handle a real woman. Yeah, he couldn't. Hi, Mary. How are you? Hey, y'all.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, y'all. I get what Johnny's saying, but Caleb's intentions were questioned too about Justine. Also, she is bomb. It just will take time. They should just stop talking about it from now on. Yeah, I think that this feels like this is the last interview, in my opinion. You know, it doesn't seem kind of like completed.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing else I'm gonna get out of them, or that anyone else is gonna get out of them.
Sorry, Sharad. Jaquan says, LOL, I knew about Trump because she was on WWE once. He was on WWE once, shaved his head. Vince McMahon's head. Who?
Trump shaved Vince's head.
Oh. Sharad will follow us on Instagram now. Yay! Yeah, I'm at Shan.
Follow.
At Shan Fran or at Reality Realness. Reality Realness, it's still a very small Instagram. It's kind of like quite tedious to build an Instagram channel. So at Shan Fran is my main one. You can find me there for sure. And he says Johnny and Celly saying all the right things, but I wish that they would just stop saying they got a bad edit. They got 75% good edit and more airtime, and that's just how TV works. And then JELY, and we still liked JELY, but if they had gone in the same direction as they were going before we started, you know, asking for more JELY content, how do you think that JELY's edit would have been? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, probably not as good, but also I think they would have still had fans coming for them.
Yeah. But I think that their edit improved, and so we were able to speak of them more highly, and then Johnny and Celly's edit decreased or just improved, if that's the word.
Well, it was just more realistic, I think.
Sasha says, no, I'm not a Calvin stan, but he has a good personality. I'm a Caleb stan. Friend zone Caleb in my head, LOL, because I can't lust and betray the good sis Justine, LOL. Absolutely. Well, yeah, we're all waiting on the sidelines to see if in a year or two if Caleb is free.
Stop it.
Hi, Blaine. How are you? Yes, we're almost done. We're kind of just doing a quick little hour check-in about Love Island, but it's nice to see you too, Blaine. I've not talked to Michelle yet, but I'm going to talk to her after we do this live. Jaquan says, LOL, the road trip would make it a breakup. Absolutely would make it a breakup. Fashion says, I do believe that they're super into each other. However, Casa Temptation does show your poor decision-making skills, especially after you told Celly he'd be exclusive to each other. They'd be exclusive to each other. Agreed. I mean, we know it. He made the wrong decision in that moment, but I can understand her forgiving him making that decision because that was something that was placed in front of him in a weird circumstance that would never happen in the real world.
Well,
in the same way where it's like, hey, we're gonna put you
right on Johnny
with 5 girls that are all gonna be coming on to you because they want to stay in the villa. Like that's just probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sherrod says that he's black with a beard. Okay. Sherrod. So black with a beard is one of your hashtags? Interesting.
Follow me, Sherrod.
And when's your birthday, Sherrod? We're trying to set Brazil up here. EJ, hi EJ, how are you? EJ, at the beach today, lucky you. It's really overcasted and dark today. Ladies, what do you think about the After the Island interview with JELY? I love this couple. I really love them. Brazil's not particularly sold on Johnny, but she's open-minded, I think.
Yeah, I'm staying open-minded. I'm just gonna wait and see how things pan out over the next few months. Make a decision then.
Scott Thomas from season 2 or 4 of the UK Love Island, I think. Is it Scotty? Scotty T? Or like that was also on.
It was talking about Love Island Australia on the article. That's why I thought he might be from Australia.
I don't. Well, the Scotty T, wasn't he from X on the Beach as well as The Only Way Is Essex? Anyways, I think if it's him, I know who that is. Blake says, sounds like Below Deck meets Love Island. That's true. I really like Below Deck. If they make it more like Below Deck and like that being the selling point, like, okay, so we got Below Deck meets Love Island meets what's it called? Too Hot to Handle. Like that's the pitch. I'm into that pitch. Below Deck is really good. Have you watched any of it?
No.
You would very much like it. It's very good.
Okay.
And there's a lot of seasons. Season, I think 6 just ended though on Mediterranean, but there's a lot of content if you want to. That's something that I would have been more interested in going back to watch. I haven't been loving 90 Day Fiance enough to go back and watch it, you know? It's not as like, I like how pretty and glitzy and like kind of vapid and like, I don't know, it's a little bit more trashy as opposed to like, I feel kind of bad for some of these couple. What?
Trashy. Woo.
What do you mean? Like Love Island's trashy.
Oh, I thought you were saying people on 90 Day Fiance are trashy.
No, I'm saying like I like the trashy element of Love Island.
Oh, okay. No, I heard you wrong. I was like, uh-oh.
Like food, like it's just kind of like magazine pages, like you know what I mean? But I feel like it's more tragic when I watch 90 Day Fiance at some points. Like some of like the relationships, like I just feel bad for some people. Like so, it's tragic watching it sometimes, and
I see. Yes,
I want to feel that. I want to feel like, oh, these people are silly and in love, and they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Patrick says, I think that most people want Johnny to take accountability, no excuses, and Celly not defending him. I know, but they're just I'm sure most people would stop focusing on it. They're young and have time to mature and grow. 100% fashion, 100%. Mayamuna, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I saw a clip saying he said something negative about Celly's looks. Yeah, maybe I'll look it up. I'm not sure if I want to give Trey's comments any merit because he's just a bitter clout chaser. Blaine says Too Hot to Handle was a global cast. Yeah, I mean, I guess they had Canada, they had the United States, they had Australia. Jaquan Scott was on season 2. He dated Katie. Oh, the one that had the pencil penis. Is that the Scott?
Ew.
Well, that's how she just. They had to mold their penises of their guys out of clay, and like she made hers really skinny. Anyways, it was really awkward. Gerard, you guys missed the hashtag I sent. Oh, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Try it again. Maybe
he did post them again.
Oh, was that what he did it separately? The guy, black guy with a beard,
No,
or with a beard?
After a few.
Oh, okay.
I have to go in uno minute.
He was on Jordy's show. 1 minute?
12:30. Yeah. She keeps bugging me.
God. CJ says at this point CBS has to give us a reunion, maybe virtual, but please nothing like season 1 USA reunion. Did they have one? Is that your point?
Yeah, I hope.
Okay, so yeah, Beard Gang, Beard Excellent, Men with Style, Black Boy Joy, Black Men. Okay, so yes, okay, I can see them looking at that particular hashtag. Black Excellence, that's a good one too. Men with Style, that's a good one. Okay, yeah, I can see them looking at this. I feel like that they wouldn't be smart enough to do that, but I guess it's their job. They'd figure out the ways to find like the best looking guys that might be interested. I wonder what hashtags they use for the women. I wonder.
Well, we just have to go back and look at the hashtags on their pictures.
Yeah, fair. Justine says, Fashion says, Justine and JELY following is really growing on Instagram. Justine is at 310. Amazing. I'm also so curious to see what they all do moving forward. Hope they all succeed. So do we. We really, really do. Hi, RC. Trey needs to be ignored. Absolutely. And I guess that's where we can kind of come to an end with today's little quick bite. Love Island, little, news recap or whatnot. Brazil, do you have anything that you're working on that you want to share with people before we sign off?
Just please go to Liming with the Sandman and try to get him to come on to this podcast and hang out with us. But other than that, follow me on Instagram at BabyZil or on Twitter at Zil Del Brocco.
Amazing. One last comment. So Fashion says, I want to watch The Amazing Race. I've never watched, always was a Big Brother fan, except for the last 2 seasons. I want to watch the new Bachelorette so I can join in on the chat moving forward. Well, Zil and I will be doing the Bachelorette. So every Wednesday at about 2 p.m., between 2 and 4 for sure, we will be doing a recap of the night before's episode of the Bachelorette. So I don't think that you need to know that much because we're going to be going through the episode and we'll be talking about any tea that we, that we come across. And that we're also doing The Amazing Race. So Phil and I are doing The Amazing Race on Thursday evenings at about 5 p.m. Eastern time. You can pop off, Brazil. I'll close out.
Okay. All right. Bye. Love you all.
Bye, Brazil. RC says, hey, loves, have a great Saturday. Hi, Margaret. How are you? We're just kind of closing out, but if you have any last comments or questions about Love Island, we kind of were talking a little bit about the Celly and Johnny interview that they had on After the Island. We kind of got through everything there. Actually, we didn't get through the rapid fire. The rapid fire was the funniest Islander. They pretty much agreed it was Celly. The smartest was Caleb. The dumbest was Carrington. The most athletic was Johnny. The most beautiful was Celly. The most handsome was Johnny. The most successful or power couple, that's where they had a little bit of an argument. So they were thinking them, but then also they suggested JELY. Who would do more reality shows? They said Kirsten. And who's the messiest between the two of them? They both agreed it was Celly. Celly had her stuff all over the place, but then Johnny was a little bit neater. Jaquan says, hashtag peace and blessings, hashtag be great. Thanks, Jaquan. We'll see you soon. Margaret, hello. CJ, love you guys. Love you, ladies. Love you too, CJ. Have a great weekend. You too. If you're in Canada, happy Thanksgiving weekend. Everybody have a great time. You can do us a favor and subscribe right down over here. We would love to have you join in the conversation and have you know when we're going to go live. Just ring that bell so you will be notified. And if you like this video, please like it. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube, and so that we are able to get in front of more people that are super fans like you guys are. I'm not sure if we're going to be coming on live tomorrow. I'm not sure if there will be any more content. We'll keep a lookout. We might just come on for a quick little chat because we miss you guys. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, depending on what's going on. Margaret says, I wish people can let the Casa Amor thing go. I know, but it's just kind of like the only thing that was wrong with their relationship and how it became the focus of the relationship. And so it's going to take a while for that to not to be the focus anymore. And so I think it's just going to have to give it a little bit of time. But hopefully they will overcome it all, because I want to see both those couples do really well. So fingers crossed. Any final thoughts, final words, peoples? Well, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for hanging out. Subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. Take care, guys. Ciao.